Alright, so you weren't matchup of the week. You didn't expect to be matchup of the week. You're both 1-1. Will it be a good matchup? Do I think this might be the closest matchup? Yes. So welcome to matchup number 1. Manningception 1-1 versus Team Durchfalle 1-1. ESPN sets this matchup as a 2.5 favorite. Durchfalle takes on Manningception. It's gonna be close. ESPN thinks it's 99 to 102. Of course, the one extra point goes to Durchfalle for his home field advantage. One of the biggest faults to Manningception here is his homerism. Out of all the quarterbacks, his starting quarterback is Eli Manning. I don't understand why. I want to know how I have two quarterbacks that are better. I get that he has Tom Brady, but now started off 1-1. But if he starts off 1-3, it's gonna be really hard to battle back just on the shoulders of Tom Brady. We'll see if it pays off. But I mean, he could have got another quarterback along with Tom Brady better than Eli. There's actually quarterbacks in the free agency that are better than Eli. Surprisingly enough, Matt Ryan, I don't even think he was drafted in our league, is the number one fantasy quarterback out there, which is kind of crazy. I wouldn't have guessed that. And then Aaron Rodgers is like shit, right? I mean, he's kind of crappy so far this year. I think he's averaging only like 19 points. He's like the 9th rated person. It's kind of a little bit strange to me, to be honest with you. But what are you going to do, right? What are you going to do? Go into the matchup. Manningception is throwing Eli Manning, Mark Ingram, Zeke Elliott, Christian Michael, Odell Beckham Jr., Mike Evans, Delaney Walker, Seahawks defense. Durchfalle's Rodgers, Red Hot Forte, D'Angelo Williams, who couldn't be hotter. I'm really wondering what's going to happen to D'Angelo Williams in 2 weeks when Le'Veon Bell comes back. D'Angelo is definitely the backup in Pittsburgh. I'm wondering how many carries he's still going to keep and if he's still going to be a startable running back. Durchfalle might have to look to switch that out or at least be prepared for it. He's also having Thomas Rawls, Larry Fitzgerald, Randall Cobb. He's going to have to look at the keep constant status on the injury report for Rawls. Seattle keeps coming out saying that he's going to be the starting back and going to get more and more snaps as he gets healthier. Though I know he tweaks stuff more, so he's going to have to. Right now he's questionable, but he's going to have to just keep a quick eye on that. He also has Randall Cobb and Gary Barnidge from Cleveland, who put up a big old goose egg against me, thankfully. Top end, all favored to Durchfalle with Rodgers, Forte, and D'Angelo Williams. Forte and D'Angelo Williams are 1-2 as running backs in the league right now. That's why Durchfalle's 1-1. He would be 2-0 if he didn't go against Wembley in the first round or in the first week. A little bit unlucky, but his quarterback or his running backs have really carried him. Where his receivers, as a whole, his depth has let him down a little bit. Except for Larry Fitzgerald. So he's really had 3 key players that have kept him going right now. So Forte, D'Angelo Williams, and Rodgers definitely will outscore Eli Manning, Mark Ingram, and Ezekiel Elliott. They're going to outscore him. I got a good feeling by quite a bit. These 3 will outscore Manningception's top 3 by 30 points. That's 10 points each. Mark it down. It's going to be a hard thing to make up. Where Christian Michael, Odell Beckham, and Mike Evans. Odell Beckham off to a very slow start. I see that continuing against Washington and Norman. We'll see if Norman actually plays him in the entire game like he did last year in Carolina. Carolina had the same thing where he was always on one side of the field, but against Odell, that he did follow him around the whole way. We'll see if that happens again. If it does, look for Odell to have another bad game. It just seems like Norman's in his head. And if that happens, chances of him being able to make up those points is very, very, unlikely. You can't sit Odell Beckham, so I wouldn't say to sit Odell Beckham. I would probably start, Mike Wallace is maybe a little bit better start than Christian Michael. Christian Michael has an easy road against San Francisco. I understand that, but with how Seattle's offense has been going, and the hurt Wilson, Mike Wallace has started off really hot. Flacco throws a deep ball better than anybody else, and no one runs faster than Mike Wallace. So that might be somebody that you might want to sneak into the lineup sooner rather than later, Manningception. Either way, as the things stand now, I have Durchfalle winning 105-84. And improving to 2-1. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm usually not, so it is what it is. Manningception, sorry about that. Eli Manning just is not going to keep getting it done. I don't have fades. I'm not doing that. It takes me too long, and only about like one half of you watch all the videos, so I'm just not going to do it. Matchup number 2, who is versus Fraggle Boober, who's 0-2, going up in the first 2 weeks. Unfortunately for him, against Team Get Some in week 1 and Fraggle Wembley in week 2. He's got the third most points the fourth most points in the league, and not the fourth most points in the league. He got the most points against in the league by a large margin, and just a big lucky loser at the moment. So this is a big week for him. Falling to 0-3, you can almost kiss everything goodbye. ESPN right now has bad news again for him, as they have Dick Pick 6 being favored by 13.5 points. That would be 95-81. Of course, Fraggle Boober gets the 1 point for being the home. As of right now, Dick Pick 6 is starting Andrew Luck, Theo Riddick, Amari Cooper, Decker, and Jordan Reed against Fraggle Boobers, Breeze, Murray, TJ Yeldon, Matt Jones, Des Bryant, Alan Hearns, and Jason Witten. I read it off, Boober, and I still don't even know how you got as many points as you do. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to go well for you the rest of the season with that. You just cannot survive on TJ Yeldon, Matt Jones, and Latavius Murray. Murray's your absolute top back, and he's not strong enough to be able to carry. Where Dick Pick 6, Devontae Freeman's definitely not looking like what he was last year, but he's still, decently strong. Eddie Lacy is still Eddie Lacy. Theo Riddick has been a little bit of a surprise early on this season. I don't see that keep going. Nobody really has that much problems with injury. There's some question marks, but nothing that anybody thinks is not going to happen. To me, I might actually, if I was on Dick Pick 6, look to get Julius Thomas or Demaryius Thomas into the matchups. I feel like against Cincinnati and against Baltimore's defense for a tight end, I actually see them having a big game. And on the other side, Gronkowski is a big part of Boober's team. Gronk's got to get back in the lineup. Until he does, Jason Witten's just not going to put up enough points to be able to carry a week like Gronk can. Gronk can turn it around when you get 22 points from a tight end. So hopefully he'll start it and get Witten the heck out of there. And then actually, Kirk Cousins over Drew Brees this week, that would be ballsy. I wouldn't do it. It's something that I might look at, as I see Cousins having a little bit of a bounce back week. As it stands now, I got to agree with ESPN on this one, as much as I hate to. Dick Pick 6 is going to rail 95 good week for Unfortunately for him, he will drop down to 0-3 and be looking towards 2007. Why Dick Pick 6 will be looking really nice at 2-1. Thanks, guys. Prove me wrong.